Are you living the expected version of your life? I'll tell you what, I'm not. And you may not be either. And that's okay. I mean, I'm 47 years old. If I look back to my 30, 35-year-old self, even just 10 years ago, and pictured my future at 47, it would not be this. In my mind, I would be happily married. I'd be living in my big giant house near the coast. I'd be working this regular job in the marketing world and comfortable. And that's what I envisioned for myself. Never, ever, ever would I have guessed in a million years that I'd be in the situation that I'm in now. Single, broke, not working in marketing, not having a regular job at all, and being the person I knew I could become, which seems so weird to say, right? Considering that I don't have all of the things and the stuff and the cars and the house and the wife and everything that I thought that I wanted and I thought I was going to be. Instead, I've got none of that, but I have this self-awareness and this knowledge of who I am and where I want to go from here. And that is incredibly priceless. But I tell you what, the pain, the self-doubt, the questioning, the complete lack of, at one point, even this will to continue. It's like when things change so much, it's just like, well, who the hell even am I? What do I do with my life? So what do you do if you find yourself in a situation where you wake up one morning and you're like, whoa, this isn't the life that I imagined for myself? And who knows, that could be anything. I mean, you could wake up one day just living the life you've always lived and be like, wait a minute, is this what I really wanted for me? Like, is this my existence? Is this what I want? And that's a hard thing to do because it happens at some point in life. Typically, and they might say, hey, it's a midlife crisis thing. You see here, there's this little kitty. There's this little kitty that lives in this house that I'm living in. She's going to jump up behind me here, see? Never would have guessed that. Who would have guessed that I'd have this little cat jump up behind me and try to attack me and bite me, which she's going to do because that's what she does. Look at her. It's not even my cat. I'm kind of house sitting for a friend, and it's her cat, and we've bonded. She's a good cat. But anyway, I would have thought that I would be in this house with this cat, living this life that I'm living, and I don't know exactly where the future is going to go. I don't know. I mean, where am I going to be living in September? What are the finances going to look like? I really don't know. And I think that's part of the beauty of existence, because I know what I want. I know exactly what I want. I have a photography business that I'm growing, and it's doing well, and people really appreciate what I do. And I feel like when I'm working, I'm not working because I just love doing it so much. If I'm taking pictures for a family or out doing landscape photography or creating art or updating my website or any of that stuff, it just feels like it's something that I want to be doing and I love to be doing. And slowly, it's actually going to turn into a business. And I know that my future holds that. Well, I can say, I hope that my future holds that. I've learned that I don't know anything. I don't know where life is going to turn out. What I do know is what I hope. And I hope and I want my life to go down this route of photography and helping people through that art form that I happen to be fairly good at. I've just learned that throughout life, we are all faced with these brilliant opportunities, but they're often disguised as impossible. And I think once we figure that out, we can have this better understanding of what it means to live rather than just exist. Because we are often faced with situations that just seem impossible. It might be, how am I going to dig out from this financial hole? How am I going to get out of this debt? How am I going to find the love of my life? Or maybe, how am I going to get out of this marriage that I never meant to get into? Anything can happen. And we just don't know. We just don't know. And so what I've learned and what I'm continuing to learn is that life is like this river. And if you get in, you're in that river, and you can flow with it and go around its twists and turns and just see where it takes you. Or you can be a stubborn, I won't say the word, but you can be incredibly stubborn, turn yourself around and try to swim up that river and be like, dang it, I want to get up there, and it's on the other side, and the river flow is pushing me down the other way. Well, maybe you just got to say, life doesn't want me to go there. Life wants me to flow this way. And you never know what's going to be around that next bend. It could be exactly what you hoped would be upstream, but it's not. It's around the bend downstream. And life should be easy. Yes, there are challenges of life. There's challenges that we're going to address on this channel, and things that happen in life that can be interpreted as just awful and painful and make you question, like, why would this even happen in a life when I'm doing my best to swim along that current and let life take me where it goes? Why is it so damn hard? And sometimes it is, and it happens. And what I'm learning still currently is that when that does happen, don't turn around and try to swim upstream. We just got to continue. We got to continue with where life is going to take us and just trust that it's going to work. And yeah, we're going to be faced with options. We're going to have opportunities come up. We're going to know what feels right in our heart. And I like to call that taking inspired action. If we know that there's something around this bend that we want to get to, we need to take the opportunities that come up and take the action that's needed to get where we want to go. And it will feel good in your heart. Like you'll know. Like for me personally, it's getting into and exploring this hobby of photography that has turned into my work. And it just feels good. And so I know that when I get that inspiration to go out to a certain place and look for a photograph, or to take on a job where I'm photographing a family, or whatever it is, it's action that I know is going to lead me to where I want to go. And so do I want to sit and take uninspired action, by which I mean applying for jobs that I know I'll hate, or staying or keeping people in my life who I know aren't going to get me where I want to go? I mean, that's all stuff that is, it's like default settings in our brain, where we're like, well, in the past, this is what I've done, so this is what I need to do now. Because there is a past version of me that would say, oh man, like, I'm lacking work right now. So what do? Well, I'm going to get on LinkedIn and find a job in the marketing world, because that's what I do. Well, it's never worked out more than a couple of years. It's been fine, and it's gotten me, it provided me a nice life for a while, but eventually it catches up with you. And when it's not your passion and it's not what you want to be doing and what you know you should be doing, it's going to catch up with you. So why not do what you love? Why not do what makes your heart sing? And I know like some of this is pretty extreme, because I'm not saying, hey, just give up your life and follow your heart, because it's just not that easy. But your heart's going to know where you want your life to go. And it's just, I think once you know that and you can accept that, you don't have to actually make those changes immediately, but just acknowledge and just say, you know what, my life isn't where I thought it was going to be. This is where I do want it to be. And just think of that in your head and just say, I want my life to look like this. And maybe you want that secure marriage and the big house and the nice cars and all of that. And that's cool. You deserve that and you can have that. Or maybe you do have that and you're just like, you know what? I thought my life would be different. Don't go out there and just sell everything and make a vast change right away, but just think about that in your head and say, this is what I thought my life was going to be. This is what I want my life to be. What's the inspired action I can take to get there? How is this river of life in the universe going to take me where I want to go? And I think once you just kind of surrender that and just start thinking about that outcome that you want, and then just looking for the opportunities that are going to slowly get you there. And it's possible you're going to wake up one day and your whole life's going to be different. You know, it's possible. You might lose somebody you love. You might lose a job. You might have, an accident that leaves your body different. You know, we just don't know what's going to happen in the next second. But if we have in our heads what we want our life to look like, then there's a really good chance that river is going to take us there. And who knows, you might end up with a little kitty in your life that you didn't expect. Who knows? Who knows? You know, I never expected this, but I'm grateful for the situation that I'm in, even though it's nothing like what I would have ever pictured it being. But gratefulness. Find the gratefulness. Write down things that you're grateful for every single day. And even if you're living in a car, at least say, you know what? I'm grateful that I'm in this car. I'm grateful that I get to see the people I get to see today. I'm grateful that I get to take this walk. I'm grateful for the sun shining in my face and just that warmth that goes over my body. You know, it can be simple as being grateful to be alive, however that looks. And then just take the next inspired action. And eventually you're going to get where you want to go. And I know that a lot of this is esoteric and just, it may not be like life advice that's going to get you where you want to be tomorrow, but just analyze where you are, where you want to be. And if you have that moment where you wake up and you're like, what am I doing? What am I doing? This is not the life I envisioned for myself. Just know that the life you envisioned yourself is right down the river, and you're going to get there. I'm super grateful that you've spent some time with me today and just kind of hung out with me as I talk through some of this and just share I'm going to share more and more of my story as we continue through here. And I hope you'll share some of yours, and let's just do life together. Thank you for being here. I'll see you next time.